Hello, welcome. It is Tuesday, July 28th, 2026, and you are with Two Tons Journey Podcast, streaming everywhere Amazon Music, Spotify, uh, Apple Music. You can get it on Podcaster. Just look for it, you'll find it. It's hard to miss me. I'm really huge. So, I'm Two Ton. I'm Dan. Welcome to my podcast. Got some stuff to talk about. Week in review. Had a really good 2 weeks, and then had a little hiccup this weekend. It's like shit happens. You know, part of part of a weight loss journey is you're allowed to have hiccups. I've had my share, and then some. Some intentional, some unintentional. And some people, when you screw up and you eat bad food, how is that unintentional? I mean, sometimes uh, you're just in a situation where uh, you need to eat something and you're not where you need to be for your good food. You might be out and about. You didn't plan to go somewhere. You're out shopping, whatever. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying shit happens, and shit happens a lot. So, but I I can't really complain. I really can't. um, as I look back at where I was at my heaviest, like 550. I was probably even higher. I don't know, but I use that number because that's my estimate. I was 520 something when I went in the hospital for my heart failure, and you know, stuck tubes in me and shit, and pulled like 50 pounds of fluid out of me. So that was fun. Um, but it's not all fat. When you have heart failure like that, and your body's just filled with fluid, and it was crushing my lungs and my heart, and now my heart's weaker because of it. It's strong again. My heart's good, but that's what happens when you have heart failure. So, all right, let's get into this. TwoTonsAdventures at gmail.com. That's my email if you want to contact me, if you want to talk to me privately, any questions. Not that I give advice, but if you need advice or you have an issue in your life, um, I am all ears, all stomach, all legs, all back, everything. So if you need someone to confide in and privately email, you can do that. Also, when I have when I put some recipes up, and if you want that recipe, I can email it to you. I do a lot of keto. That's mostly what I'm doing is keto. As a matter of fact, it's almost exclusively. So let's talk about the week in review here. Okay, so um, last week I did really well. I dropped 3.8 pounds or 3.6 or some shit like that. Now on a good day, that's like one bowel movement is like 4 pounds. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that heavy. But anyway, I never actually figured out. I never actually weighed one of my poops, and I'm certainly not gonna dunk my hand in the fucking toilet, and put it on a scale, and be like, "Oh, my poop's 1.8 pounds." No, it's not happening. No. So I'm not gonna do that. But I know that like when if you have a healthy bowel movement, you're definitely losing physical weight from your body. So like when I do my weigh-ins on Fridays, I like to try and take a dump before I get on the scale. Be like, oh, let's get every little ounce out. So trim the beard, maybe that's a couple ounces. I don't know. I mean, it's getting there. I'm right about 3.5 inches right now, maybe 4 in the back part. I'm not cutting it till I hit 300. So I'm gonna look like a I'm gonna look like a Viking when this is all done. Although they have long flowing hair, and I certainly don't have that. All right, so last week got some good exercise in. did a couple of my videos, and working out and stuff. So I'm keeping the focus on. And like I said, I had a shitty weekend, but you know, um, I'm past that. That's how you have to look at it. When you have a hiccup, you got to say, "Oh, I'm past that. Push through it." Just get your ass back on the fucking horse. Nay, nay, winnie, winnie. And you can't take those little incidents where you put a few pounds back on and like let it get to you and let you get all depressed about it. You have to embrace it. Be like, okay, this is what happens. So over all this time, your weight goes down and then you beep, little ups and then beep. Think of it like a pulse. Your weight loss journey is like a pulse. If you look at it on like a physical paper scale, when you're looking at how that weight drops, and then every once in a while you get a little up. That doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit at the end of the day, because it's all about the end goal. And if you could go, like I started losing this weight like 4 years ago, which is like, it's like, you know, 30 to 40 pounds a year, 45 pounds a year, whatever it is. So, it's been over 4 years, and I would be lighter right now if I didn't, if I didn't have uh, that 8 or 9 months of just stagnant weight, where after my mother passed away, I went through like just months of where nothing was happening. I would stay like this, and I was in this, I got all the way down to 398, and then my mother passed on. In that first month after she died, it's not that I was binge eating, it's just I didn't give a fuck what I was eating. I was like, all right, yeah, let's have some Chinese food. I don't care. You know, it was uh, it was a very big deal when my mother passed. It was, a lot of people who lose a parent, uh, they go through. I'm not gonna say I was like depressed. I was grieving. I was in mourning. Um, my mother was an amazing woman, and when she died, and it was sudden, and she had really bad stage 4 colon cancer, and it kind of crept up on her. She had no idea she had it. She had it for at least a year before they discovered it, and then she was dead 30 days later. So that's quick, and that sucked. And probably the most emotional thing I've ever gone through in my life. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But when uh, when I finally kind of took a step back, month and a half or so ago, I just like, all right, look, and I look at her picture every day. It's right in front of me here. Um, it's her mass card. Amazing photo. She's in a nice floral outfit, and she's got this nice summer hat on. It just has a real casual kind of look at her. She's not even posing. Uh, she inspires me hardcore because of the last words she gave me. She's like, "You got to take care of yourself. You know, you got to take care of yourself." Um, she feels I think she felt she didn't take care of herself, and she didn't. She had weight issues her whole life too, and it's she lost a lot of weight years ago. She dropped like 30, 40 pounds, and she wasn't like morbidly obese like I was, but my mother always had weight issues, and I have siblings with weight issues too, so it's in the family. um, but when she really started to lose weight because of the cancer, she had no idea why she was losing weight. And she dropped like 50 pounds in 6 months because her body wasn't getting any nutrients. The cancer had kind of made this little tunnel in her intestines, and everything she ate, most of it would just go right out. It wouldn't go through her small intestine. She would get no nutrients. It's a very, very shitty fucking way to go. And uh, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And that's always a source of thinking about how she died is horrible. But I'm glad that she's free of pain now. So, you know, I mean, I could spend every podcast episode reminiscing about my mother, but the whole point I'm talking about it right now is she's my best inspiration, 100%. I look at her picture and remember those last words she said to me, and it pushes me forward. That's why a couple months ago I was like, all right, you know what? This is fucking bullshit. Get your fat ass in gear. She's gone, and she spoke to you, and it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to move on in the journey. Get your ass back in there. Start exercising again. Start eating. Start eating your keto again. Get your ass in gear, and that's what I've been doing. And right before July 1st, I was like back up around 420 again. I gained some more weight. So July 1st rolled around, and I'm like, all right, this, it's a month ago as I really started to kick it back in gear. So I dropped about 17 pounds since then. So that's good. I'm back right close to 400 again. Now, I put a pound or two on over the weekend. My scale in my bathroom, it's messed up. You put it in like four positions. There's other people I know have this issue too. I put my scale in like four different locations, and you get four different weights. It's like, which one do you believe? And then I go to the doctor here and there, so I get weighed when I go to the doctor. But when I'm fully clothed with my shoes and everything, it's 5 pounds. Clothes and shoes and my keys and everything. I try and take everything in my pockets, but all my clothes and my shoes is almost 5 pounds. So excuse me. I don't know what to think with the scale now. So I have to kind of do three or four of them and then like pick one from the middle, and that's your average one. I guess that's the one. So this week, my goals. Um, I want to do an exercise video every day. I was doing them every 2 days, but I'm going to do them daily now. Um, I, I mean, I was exercising every day, but I was only posting videos like every 2 days. So I'm going to do each video, each exercise I do now, I'm going to put up as a video. So keep an eye out for those. I'm going to try some new things. I'm mostly doing just calorie burning. I can't run. Uh, I walk in place. I do arm swings. I have a kettlebell. Do some lifts, and I'm doing better with my squats. You know, my knees are fucked, so I gotta be careful with my squats and stuff because I'm in so much pain with my knees. My arthritis is killing me. But like I said, you gotta push through it. So that's my goals this week: to exercise more and make more videos. Um, I'm on a fast right now. Um, we ate last night for dinner, so I'm fasting today. I'm trying. My wife and I are both trying to do like a 3 day. This is our first 3 day fast. I'm going to do my best to stick to it. I can't say I'm starving right now because it's only 10 o'clock and I'm not past that point where my body says, oh, you should be eating breakfast. So uh, I think for me, since this is the first time I'm doing like a big fast, I got to just keep busy and do other things. So um, we'll see what happens. We'll see if the fast works and, you know, hopefully push forward on this. So there was a there was a time, uh, I want to say it was probably a couple of years before I had my heart failure. I remember I got off the truck in 2014, and then I went on disability, and I had a lot of issues with my legs. Um, but I remember one point I said to my wife, I said I got to get this fucking weight off. I got to do something. This is before the heart failure, so this is probably even before COVID. So I was like, fuck it, and I decided I was going to do nothing but eat like crumbled tuna fish with no mayo, just on lettuce for like a week and see what happens. And I did that. I ate like next to nothing for 7 days, and I dropped like 13 pounds. It was insane, and I wasn't moving at all. I wasn't moving at all. It's almost like it wasn't a fast, obviously, because I was eating, but it's like my body all of a sudden said, "Oh, what is this? We got some lettuce, some fiber, some fish protein." It's just the boom, boom, boom. The pounds just came off. So um, I think what happened with that, it was just, it only lasted a week or so. Not that I didn't try to lose weight again, but it's just one of those things where you say to yourself, okay, well, maybe if I try this fast and give your body like a reset, and it'll help kickstart that sugar processing thing in your body, because it's all about insulin resistance, is what they say. If you can alter how your body processes sugar, it burns the fat instead of the sugars, and that's the idea of the fasting. Um, and autophagy, which I believe is when your cells kind of like regenerate or something like that. So I have a lot to learn. I'm new to like the fasting thing, but at the same time, I'm not new to the keto thing. So I know what my body takes in and what I can eat and everything like that. And I know what I can eat to lose weight. And that's just kind of the main thing is uh, I need to stay consistent, and I can. Isn't I mean I can stay consistent, but the issue right now is just got to push forward through with the hiccups, and that's what I'm doing. So um, I wanted to talk about this thing I read. Now uh, I've had a lot of people, even some doctors, tell me about GOPs and like taking the shots and stuff, and they were all originally designed for people with diabetes, and the idea was these things the GLPs they alter your sugar processing, and people with diabetes they help keep the sugar down, and people were losing weight, and then they're like, oh look, maybe we can use these to like as a weight loss thing. When they first came out years ago, um, they weren't approved for weight loss because they weren't designed for them. But once they started doing their studies and they tweaked these GLPs, they realized that they could use them for weight loss. So now that's what people are doing. I, me personally, I'm staying away from them. I'm not touching them, especially now when you see all these celebrity zombies, looking like they had a vacuum shoved up their ass and had every ounce of soul sucked out of them. I mean, look at Kelly Osbourne, some of these others. I said, oh my God, they look horrible, absolutely horrible. And I'm not knocking GOPs, but people who apparently are obviously abusing them, and they must be shooting themselves up every day. Just that's not healthy. It's not healthy at all, and I'm not doing that. But this news thing that I was talking about, apparently, uh, there were some Gallup researchers who checked on this obesity trend with the GLPs, and for the first time in over 2 decades, adulthood obesity is actually dropping. 20 years is since it's dropped. So 39.9% is how many people were obese 20 years ago. Now, or I should say last year. And now this year it's down to 36%. So they're saying that it's has a lot to do with the rising national popularity of the GLP-1s. Now, do GLP-1s work for people? Yeah, of course they do. For when they're prescribed the way they're supposed to be and you use them the way it's supposed to be done for the reasons that they're supposed to be, they work. I see a lot of people who get success with them. The only real adverse effects I hear is that once you come off of them, your weight shoots back up. So I don't know if you have to stay on them once you hit your goal or if you wean off of them. I don't know how it works. All I know is, me personally, there's too many like detrimental side effect things for it to be an issue. And I don't know if you can do them when you had heart failure. I really have no desire to look into them anyway. So, but if you're on a GOP one, and it works for you, more power to you. You know, I think if you can do it and it works, then keep doing it. If that's for you and it works without having any detrimental things, I say congratulations. I think that's a good thing. Ultimately, if it puts you back into like a body system that can keep that weight off for you, and at the same time, if you had sugar issues to begin with because you were diabetic, obviously it's going to control your diabetes as well. Um, so yeah, go for it. Why not? um, Let me see if I can find this. this recipe here I was looking at because I saw this thing. I recently started eating cottage cheese. I never touched cottage cheese in my life. I don't know why. It just looked like a lanced boil on a plate. It's like, no, thank you. Obviously, there's all kinds of stuff that uh like looked really disgusting or whatever. Hold on a second. All right, so yeah, I've been eating cottage cheese lately, a little bit in my eggs and stuff, and apparently it's a good high protein thing to add in. And I found this recipe. This actually looks really good. My wife and I have been doing these like almond muffin or almond flour English muffins, and it's just an egg and almond flour, and you put in some chives and salt, pepper, and you microwave it. And it puffs up, and you cut it in half and toast it. It's like an English muffin. Obviously, it's not an English muffin, and I fucking love Thomas's English muffin. It's like one of my favorite things. These are protein sandwich thins, and they end up when you mix your cottage cheese, your almond flour, the egg, and put it all together, and then you put it flat on some parchment paper and bake it, and it comes out like a little miniature pita. And they're basically like sandwich thins, and you can make a sandwich with them or use it like a mini pizza. Um, I'm gonna put the recipe in the description, but check it out. We're gonna try these this week after after we're done with our fast, and we have some sweet Italian sausage with some basic tomato sauce and some mozzarella cheese. We're gonna make some pizzas on them. So that sounds really good. So for me, and I think for a lot of people, um, there's things you can eat on keto that don't feel like keto. And I think that kind of pizza thing like this is like that. So you really feel like you're having something that's almost like, a naughty food. But when you have a regular pizza, that's the one thing you can't have is like dough and flour, obviously. So we're gonna try these sandwich thins. Um, I'll get the recipe and I'll put it in the description there and check it out. And when I make these, I'll do a video of that too, and I'll post that up. So yeah, when I make those, I'll throw them up, and we'll see how they turn out. So my goals I was talking about for this week coming up, more exercise videos. I'm gonna I'm gonna do this fasting, see how it works. Maybe I'm so close to that 399 again. If I can, when I shouldn't say if, when I get back under that 400, it's gonna be like just a weight off my shoulders because that's the weight I was at before my mother died. And my mother's 1 year anniversary is coming up in September. September 10th is when she passed. So it's just under 2 months. Um, I would like to see at least 25 pounds come off between now and her 1 year anniversary. So at least I can kind of feel when she said, you got to take care of yourself, that at least I accomplished that. I know it's a year later, but to me, that would feel like an accomplishment. So that's my kind of little short term goal right now. I want to be at least 375 by September 10th. Now, October, my wife and I are celebrating our 30th anniversary. 30 years of marriage to my beautiful bride, my beautiful Patty, who has been uh, my biggest fan through all this. And I don't think love is a proper word for how I feel about her. There's no word for how I feel. It's beyond love. I mean, yeah, love. I love you. There's words more powerful than that I just can't think of right now that describe how I feel about her. She's been my biggest fan and has been my biggest supporter. And we are celebrating 30 years of marriage. We were married in November 1996, so we're taking our trip in October. We're gonna we're gonna see New England and Vermont, New Hampshire. We're going to Maine. We're going to Bahaba. We're gonna get some lobster rolls and see Acadia National Park and look at covered bridges and take train rides and stay in B&Bs. I'm really looking forward to this. Really, it's going to be fantastic. And so that's my thing. By my mother's anniversary, September 10th, I want to be down about 25. and then we have almost a month to the trip. I could probably get off another 10 or 15 in that month. So if I can lose 35 to 40 pounds by our trip, that would be fantastic. Um, it's been a long time since I've been well under 400 pounds. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year, and I've never been more focused. And, you know, I'm ready. I'm fucking ready to do this, you know. Every once in a while, you gotta look in the mirror and you have to get angry. You have to get angry at your failures and what you've done in your past that made you become the way you were. I think that beast inside you helps push you forward, and that's what I'm looking forward to, is getting the beast in me. So, on that note, I think that's about it for this one. Um, you know, I just wanted to just get my goals and the week in review out there, and I think it's time to call this one in the bag. So I think that's about it for this week. Um, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You see me on YouTube. Check me out on TikTok at Mr. Two-Ton, Instagram at TwoTon's, and of course check out my Facebook page called Two-Ton. And I'm really looking forward to this next week. Let's fucking rock this bitch. Um, Today's podcast is brought to you by Uncured Bacon. Because if there was ever a food that I'm willing to physically make love to, that is it. Don't judge. I'm Two-Ton. Thanks for listening. Spread the word. Never quit.